This week felt like a small reset, not the dramatic kind, just the quiet sense that things are starting to line up again. I am rebuilding consistency in my 40s, and this video it's all about what that actually looks like. Not in theory, but in the middle of a normal week with work, a family, tired legs, and the body that asks to be listened a little bit more carefully than it used to. If you are new here, this is only my second video. And I am an amateur runner, not fast, not elite, but I take this seriously, in a way that you take something seriously when you want it to last. Running is not my whole identity, but it's a steady part of my life, and this channel is a way of thinking out loud how to keep it that way. This was my first full week back in a new training block, and my second week running again after 3 weeks off. Across the week, I've just run over 16 kilometers or something around 10 miles, not counting any of the cross training I have done. I know it is not a number that doesn't demand a lot of attention, but it's enough to feel like I am properly back in motion again. I've done 3 runs, 2 cross training sessions and 2 strength sessions, a couple of double days, nothing really extreme. The week opened with a 30-minute easy run, a touch over 5 kilometers or around 3 miles, and the weather was in fact ideal. One of those days where it feels good just to go outside for a run. There was some lingering knee soreness from strength work the day before, and a small ankle niggle sitting quietly in the background. Not worrying, just useful body information, I would say. That first run reminded me that coming back rarely feels smooth. It asks you to slow your thinking and to be or stay present in the moment. Midweek brought the next session, 20 minutes uphill on the treadmill, just over 3 kilometers of running, roughly 2 miles, followed by an easy elliptical session. This mix of running and cross training is a big part of where I am right now. It means trusting that fitness can be built without forcing everything through running alone. Maybe better put, I would say it means choosing availability over ambition. The weather outside was in fact tempting, perfect for an outdoor run, but staying indoors felt like the right call considering the plan I had ahead of me. During that session, my right ankle made itself known again. I would say nothing sharp, just a bit of stiffness, enough to keep me measured. This year, more than ever, I'm trying to understand how my body actually responds to training. An ankle MRI earlier on showed some fluid, but nothing structural. A podiatry appointment the same, nothing seriously wrong. We made just a small adjustment. And that matters because when I run beyond about 30 minutes, I sometimes feel some discomfort under the forefoot. This mix of running and cross training is a big part of where I am right now. It means trusting that fitness can be built without forcing everything through running alone. Maybe better put, I would say it means choosing availability over ambition. This year, more than ever, I'm trying to understand how my body actually responds to training. An ankle MRI earlier on showed some fluid, but nothing structural. A podiatry appointment the same, nothing seriously wrong. We made just a small adjustment. And that matters because when I run beyond about 30 minutes, I sometimes feel some discomfort under the forefoot, like something getting compressed. Not pain exactly, but enough to change how the run feels sometimes. Later in the week, I've paired a strength session with time on the elliptical, and that day I blended into the rest of the week in a quiet way. And sometimes that's exactly, I think, what everybody wants. However, the final run of the week was the one I was most curious about. 45 minutes, just under 8 kilometers, around 4 3/4 mile. My longest run since I had the break. I also used that run to test a new pair of shoes, the Ultra Forward Via 2. Well, disclaimer, I don't intend to become a shoe reviewer. There are plenty of people far better qualified for that, like Kofuzi, the Run Testers, Ben Parks and others. However, this felt relevant to where I am right now. I wanted to try something with a low heel-to-toe drop and a wider toe box, partially out of curiosity, but also partially because of that forefoot discomfort I've mentioned that tends to show up later in the runs, plus all the niggles I have been feeling around. The first impressions were positive. The shoes felt comfortable and natural early on. Around the 26-minute mark though, I noticed a bit of warmth building under the foot, but it never turned into pins and needles and there was no numbness in the toes. That felt encouraging from my perspective. The run itself felt honest, not effortless, but not forced either. The legs needed regular check-ins. I ran a touch quicker than planned, but stayed relaxed and controlled.
Ooh, shame in your eyes, the first time love died for me. I remember the makeup running down your face, telling me that there's someone else and I've been replaced. Oh, just so cold, I was bought, I was sold to you. Every day I wear you on my sleeve. No matter how much I hate you and me, it's so hard to let you go when you're right next to me. It's not as easy as it looks to walk alone, looks to walk alone. Sometimes I see you crying in your bed every night, wishing that I was always there to hold you so tight. Oh, the tears that you cried are the first time love died for me. I got my sister lying on the floor in perfect tune, writing all of the songs that always reminded me of you. Oh, is this goodbye you always sighed at me? Every day I wear you on my sleeve. No matter how much I hate you and me, it's so hard to let you go when you're right next to me. It's not as easy as it looks to walk alone, looks to walk alone, looks to walk alone.
The shoes though didn't stay clean for long. Some mud, puddles and a few unplanned splashes. They looked properly used by the time I got home. The next day my right ankle felt a little bit grumpy, likely tendon related, hopefully not shoes related, but isn't too early to know. For now it's just, in my opinion, another data point. I finished the run with some walking. I've also added a short cold plunge for the legs, and later I have closed the week with another strength session. Looking back, what stands out isn't a single run, it's the feeling of continuity, of showing up again and again without asking too much from any one day. I believe that rebuilding consistency in your 40s isn't about chasing the version of yourself, the one that you used to be. It's about working with the one you are right now. And if you are in a similar place, trying to keep running or any meaningful habit alive alongside a full life, there's value in moving at a pace that leaves room for tomorrow. At least that's what this week gave me, and that's the kind of running I want to keep building. Ooh. Well, this is the noises of someone who has to clearly jump around some ponds to not break his legs, and also not destroy his new shoes on the first day.